Hello. Happy Monday. Ooh. Sorry. Was not expecting that. Hi. Hope you all had a good weekend. Don't know about the rest of you, but it was incredibly wet over by us. We had so much rain. We got a little bit of yard work done Saturday. Would have loved to get a lot more done, because we were trying to clear some stuff out, and ideally we're looking at getting a fence put in for the puppers. So we've got some brush we've got to clear out. We've got little bits of a garden fence we've got to move, so we can kind of incorporate the new chain link fence. But yeah, we only got like half of Saturday, if that, to work on stuff. And then it started raining and didn't stop until sometime today. So yeah, we didn't make progress. And then the fence company reached out to my wife earlier today and said, hey, we had an opening. Can we come Wednesday? No. Unless you want to clear out the rest of the stuff that we said we'd clear out for free. No, we are not ready. Well, there's that. Hey, Paraprox. What are you whining about? Nothing happy about Monday or the state of our... I mean, yeah, I swear every day it gets worse. Would you like to come say hi? Are you asking to come say hi? Come here. Come here. All right, we're going to try something, chat. We're going to try something. Lola first. Come here. Come here. Come on. All right, you're both going to get a treat. Just follow what I say here. Georgia. Georgia, go to bed. Come on. Yeah, go in. Good girl. Good girl. Yes, good girl. Why is that not working? Oh. There we go. So it only works on one specific... No, get in there. Georgia, go to bed. Come on. There you go. Stay. Good girl. Good girl. Yes. Here you go. Good girl. Good girl. Stay there. And now, here, you get a double pupper to start the stream. Stay there, Georgia. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, less good job marking that one. Less good job marking that one. But here, everyone, you get a double pupper cam to start because, you know, it's Monday. Everyone needs it. We all need it. Happy little girls, right? Yes. Who are the good girls? Georgia's being good. Lola's being good. We've got the double pupper cams going on right now. Hey, Space, welcome, welcome. We're just cuddling the doggos. How you doing? Decided to take a little break from POE2 today because, well, it is... We're in between content at the moment. And it feels kind of pointless grinding at it when it's like... What? It's new league Friday, right? So it's like everything's starting over. You got to start a new character, you know? I'm debating if I'm going to try the new class or if I'm going to try one of the new ascendancies. I feel like everyone and their mother is going to be doing the new class. So I'm not sure. I haven't fully decided yet. I'll probably decide on Wednesday or Thursday. Get something mapped out. But yeah, just made more sense to take a break from it because, like, I don't want to burn out on that too, you know. I don't know if they did say a new league. I'm not sure. But I imagine there's going to have to be some sort of reset. Like, if there's not even an economy reset, that would be weird. That would be really weird if there's not even an economy reset. All right, here we go. There's going to be some sort of reset, I believe, so we'll see. Yeah, I'm not 100% firm on that, to be honest. All right, let's turn this volume down. You think you're going to go with Monk this time, huh? Nothing wrong with that. Monk is solid. Let's... Oh, that is... Sound effects are so loud. Actually, do you have the game sounds, or have I deleted that? I've deleted these game sounds. Okay. Hold on. Let me hit this before it gets too loud. I'll get through these because they're kind of loud, and then we'll fix that. We'll fix that. Yeah, I realized that as soon as I checked. Hold on. I don't want to, I have too many. You want more than it's worth, and I have too many. No, we're not haggling on that. First of all, let's do that, and then we'll go up here. Audio capture. All right, and we are grabbing that. Okay, you should have game sound now. All right, 3 more years of this is gonna suck. Yeah, more than 3 years. No, it definitely he is trying to push fascism hard and fast. And it sucks. We're just kind of observing. Alright, so from what I've seen here. Ooh, good one. I already have it, but we can sell that. So from what I've seen, they've added new decorations. There is an Ultra Pro. Not sponsorship. What is it? Collaboration. There we go. Ultra Pro collaboration. So we've got posters we can put up now, which were not there before. We've got statues we can get, which are... They don't give you an indication how large they are before you buy them. And then you buy them. And then they're enormous, and you're like, why did I buy them? They're not practical, chat. They're not practical. Oh, why would I buy that, dude? No. This is so annoying that I have to actually take time for all these where it's like, why? Why are you wasting my time? You're just gonna leave that out? What the? Why are you not putting shit away? Hey, Lex, how you doing? I mean, constitutionally, third term is not possible. They've got someone trying to push through an amendment, but it's a real effed up one. So I think we don't have to worry about that. How you doing, Lex? Hello, hello. Are you at work now? You off? What's going on? Yep. And the opposing party isn't actually doing any opposing, which is pretty much in their wheelhouse, you know, so. I don't know, I swear, everywhere you go, people say the US is a two-party system, but it feels like, living in the US, it very much feels like a one-party system, where one party is underhanded and will manipulate anything and everything to get what they want, and the other party is either incompetent or complicit in terms of stopping it. Like, it doesn't, at this point, it doesn't matter which one it is, because the end result's the same, but it still sucks nonetheless. Yeah, it won't. Like, constitutionally, it cannot happen. The only way they've proposed so far is to have JD Vance run as the president, Trump run as the vice president, then as soon as Vance is sworn in, he hands it over, which cannot happen because the 12th Amendment bars Trump from running for vice president because he'll have served 2 terms. So... I can buy this. Only want 140. Can resell one of those. Cool, we'll get a nice profit off that. But yeah, this is our new normal, and it sucks. It flippin' sucks, chat. Hey, Raja. I mean, we made the mistake of starting to talk about politics, so probably worse than it could be going. So maybe it's good to change the subject. How are you doing? How's your week so far? Hope you're doing well. You're off, you've been sick basically the past week, getting better. You worked the whole weekend, got asked to come in today, but you politely declined. Understandable. Starting to get better, want to keep it that way. Keep working, you're not going to get better. Yeah. Understandable. Oh, if you want to... Lex, if you want to laugh, I was used earlier. So the wife and I are terrible, and we never eat at our table. We always eat down here and throw, you know, something on streaming while we're eating. So we came down to the basement, set up our show, started eating at the trays, and then Lola takes a spot on the couch. She's fine. And then Georgia comes to the couch, sits down, and she's like asking to come up where there's this other space next to me. And I'm like, okay, sure. Why not? There's plenty of room. You can be good. You don't beg too much while I'm eating. You'll be a good girl. So you can come up. So I bring her up, and then, you know, she's being snuggly, so I give her little pats, and, you know, I take breaks, and I do pats, and I eat, and I do pats, and I eat. And then as I'm finishing up, she's starting to get more snuggly, and then she wants to climb up, and she's, like, doing this thing where she gives me hugs, which is normal for her. Not normal at this time of day, but it's normal for her, where she'll, like, climb up, put her paws around my neck, and then she's, like, starting to hug me. And then, well, it's not for the food. It's not like you think. So she's doing that. And then she starts climbing up higher. And I realize she's trying to reach something behind me on the couch. What is she trying to reach? The toy that I put up behind my spot on the couch from last night that the two almost fought over because Lola wanted to play with it and Georgia was like, oh, the family might play with this toy. I want to play with this toy. And Lola was like, fuck you, bitch. I wanted to play with it. And she told her off. So she was literally trying to use me by showing me affection to get a toy when there are a million others around the house. Around a million others. Raja says, oh, I know how that is. Oh, you did the Midwest Ope. I love that. I've been sucked into that myself. Got a little overwhelmed watching stuff today, so switched to music in the Pacific Northwest, but not any less stress since we've been a few across it. Yeah. Gotcha. The politics thing. Yeah, understandable. Yeah. Yeah, the mail-in voting is so necessary. It's so necessary. One step forward, two steps back. I mean, they went 6 weeks without any issues, and we stopped it before there was an actual confrontation. There was no actual confrontation, to be clear. There was some positioning, some growling, some barking, but they didn't actually go at it because we intervened in time. But yeah, it's 6 weeks without having to intervene at all is a huge improvement because the longest streak before was 2 weeks. So they made progress. No, Lola was the one starting it last night. Georgia was just, I don't think she quite understood, and she was just like, ooh, someone wants to play. I want to play. Because that's like her huge drive. Lola loves treats, Georgia loves play. But Lola occasionally likes to play. Lola was in the mood. She wanted to play with that toy, and she just wasn't having it. Understandably, there are a million toys. Georgia didn't need that toy. Another new one. Let's go. All right, this is a new one. I'll make an offer on a card I don't own. Means I'm close. We'll try 3250. Ooh, we got it. Let's go. I tell them, oh, you aren't gonna tell me what I can. Well, she wasn't. She was trying to circumvent Lola and trick me. I felt more than a little used. Finish helping your friend move out of her house Friday. Had a full weekend yourself. Oh no, with the puppy mayhem. Hey, they didn't get into it. We stopped it before it happened. But yeah. Well, that's nice you helped your friend move out. It was so rainy over here. We got a little yard work done, and then we saw my grandma on Sunday, which we haven't seen her since March 10th, I think. So it was nice to go up and see her. Went out to lunch. That is a bad trade for me. I will buy this. This is a cheap card that I don't own. That is not your final offer, sir. Watch, it is not your final offer. See? Look at that. Not your final offer. Oh yeah, I forgot you can jump. I 100% forgot you can jump in this game. Why do you need to jump? I don't know. But you can. I'm gonna stand on everything here. Yeah. She got really sassy with me last night, too. So Lola is a princess. Like, Lola is very much a princess. Yeah, she's fixed already for sure. That is a terrible offer. What? Is she very... She likes to be held. She likes to be carried to places. And she likes to be carried to bed specifically. So we were done down in our family room here, getting ready to go up to bed. And the wife and Georgia already went up. Lola was laying in her spot on the couch on a blanket. She was all comfy, so I was going over to her like, you know, wanna go OUT? Wanna go to bed? Like, and she was showing interest. She was wagging at me like, yeah, come, approach me. And then I go near her to pick her up because that's what she wants when we're heading to bed. And she literally like snapped and lunged at me. Yes, exactly. An enormous 4.5 pound diva. Absolutely. 150 pounds of diva and a 5 pound frame. Yeah, she was just... It felt like a trap. Like, it felt like she was a Venus flytrap, sitting there looking all, like, fine, approachable, all that, and I was the fly, heading to my doom, you know? Maybe she's just papping. She has so much attitude. So much attitude. AJ, hello! Of course she looks sweet and innocent right now. I don't know, if it were up to me, she would have just stayed down there all night. Like, oh, you're gonna snap at me when I do what you tell me you want me to do? Stay down, sleep down there. But the wife went and got her. The wife went and got her. So far, other than being a little yappy, she's been good today, but we'll see. We'll see how that holds up. Did you call my job to complain yesterday? Why? You plead the fifth. What did you do to Lex? AJ, what did you do to Lex? Oh, she actually worked over the weekend despite being sick, and you call and complain? How rude. How could you do this to Lex? I can't believe it. Oh, hey, we sold that. We resold that one I picked up. Lex deserved it. Customer service skills were very tested yesterday. Been there. What happened? Oh yeah, there are plants too. Hey look, there are plants. Speaking of Venus flytrap. Not that that's what this is, but... You know. Seriously, does this just look ridiculous in my shop? I feel like this just looks ridiculous. It is enormous. You know what, AJ? That's why you got laughed at. Does she still play with a kibble before she'll eat? Lola, yeah. She will eat here and... I mean, there are times she definitely eats on her own. But there are a non-zero number of times where she will demand we go up with her because she's hungry. And then expect us to throw some kibbles to her before she'll start eating. Yes, she's definitely incorporated that as part of her routine. All right, so we got that. We got the plants. We got that. This is the Ultra Pro stuff. But I know I'm not the only one who's used Ultra Pro products before. This is pretty sweet that they're actually in the game. I don't collect cards anymore, but when I did, I mean, they were the go-to. I've used like unbranded or, you know, brands I hadn't heard of before, and There is a... Oh, God, what are they from? I think Dragon? Was it Dragon sleeves? I think they were pretty solid card sleeves, but largely most of what I had was Ultra Pro. Dragon had pretty good quality. I think it was Dragon. But I've tried some other ones that are just like, you know, you hadn't heard of, and it's like, holy crap, they do not hold up. Ultra Pro was good. Was it Dragon Shield? Dragon Shield. That sounds right. That sounds right. I think you nailed it. What do we got? 1 blue, 2 yellow. Dragon Shields, depending on the color, were pretty Gucci. Oh yeah, they did have some quality issues depending on the color, didn't they? I don't know. The ones I used from them were good. Like, I had no complaints. They were very, very strong. That one of Necromasters. Oh, that's not what it is. See, Lex says, and this guy calling a pissy mood. First of all, sir, if you want any sort of help, I'm gonna need you to pipe the fuck down. Just a girl. I'm not to complain about something he'd been told countless times who didn't have that. He found it in another store in another district, another state. Okay, sir, distributors are not the same district to district, let alone state to state, which is very true, especially when it comes to liquor, because that is regulated differently at a state level, and different distributors have the ability to distribute in different states. For instance, here in Michigan, we cannot get Yingling. They cannot distribute in Michigan. They distribute all around Michigan. Could go down to Indiana. I think Indiana and Ohio both can get Yingling. Michigan cannot. Anyway, don't know who has access to what if it's not in our inventory and not available. And then Lex goes on, before that, you had one lady who was an entitled ass. I'm the only person in the store. I'm working on an order, clearly doing something, as you're about to check out. And I've told you I'm going to be with you in a second. And you proceed to say to me, I don't have a second. You fuck. You came in here and shopped. You have a second for me to finish what I'm doing. I have kids in the car. I can't wait long. Yes, no, exactly, Lex. Nobody told you to leave your kids in the car. You know what? Set your shit on the counter, bring your kids in, and tell them it's going to be longer than you thought. It's easy. He wanted Yingling? Oh my god. The guy wanted Yingling. Seriously, Lex? No, Spotted Cow can only be distributed in Wisconsin. That's it. Only in Wisconsin. If it crosses state lines, you're breaking the law. Unless you brought it home for personal consumption. That's another thing. I love it. Seriously, he was calling to bitch about you getting Yingling. Okay, I can Google this. I can Google this. Can you get Yingling in California? Let's see. Okay, it says AI says yes, you can buy Yingling beer in California, and it's available at stores like Total Wine and more. All right, distribution footprint. We'll go to the official Yingling website. No, I don't want to be on your mailing list. Product. I really don't care. Any. At a store. San Diego zip code. Random San Diego zip code. 91911. All right, 91911. Find our beer. The official Yingling site says they do not have distribution within hold on, within 100 miles of San Diego zip code 91911. Yeah, the AI is wrong. That's why I went to the official Yingling website. I prefaced it by saying, according to AI, you can. And then I said, but let's check the official Yingling website. And of course, they say you cannot. Yep. I have a funny story pertaining to Total Wine. Can't share on stream, though. Now I want to hear it even more. Oh, really, Joey? Nice. How you enjoying it? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I was skeptical because I didn't think I wasn't 100% sure. I didn't think Yingling distributed in California. And sure enough, I checked the actual website and it's like, no, we don't. I know, it's been more often than not, it is not correct. I do not trust the AI response. It has been pretty dog water. As a matter of fact, I've gotten what's that Google program, the Google app where it'll ask you questions and give you a little change for answering. Like I did that on the it asked me about a recent thing I searched on Google. And it's like, between this image and this image, which would you find more helpful for searching? One of them led with the AI response. The other one did not have the AI response. I selected the one that didn't have the AI response. And when I asked for the reason why, literally all I wrote in there was fuck AI. Like, come on. It's so bad. He said he'd been calling for years. Dude, that you can look it up online. That is what Google is for. It is so frustrating. Like on Facebook Marketplace, when it's become apparent that people are using me instead of Google to figure out if if something I'm selling is going to work for them, I help them to an extent, and then I'm just like, you're on your own. It's not worth this. You've already given me enough information to know what I have does not work for you. I'm not going to keep playing this game when Google is right there. I know it's right there because you're either on a tablet, a computer, or a smartphone, texting me instead. And you're not paying me anything. No. Just no. Imagine Googling anything on Google where you checked to get our phone number. Right? Right? Yeah. What did you do at Total One, you goober, Lex asks. AJ. French says, ask something to an AI that could be totally believable. Yeah, of course, we did zero fact checking, but you sound like you know what you're talking about. That's pretty much what happened there. It referenced absolutely nothing to my question, can you get Yingling in California? And it was just like, yeah, you can, 100%. So I find it really hard to believe that you can. If I can't find it, if Yingling says they don't distribute within 100 miles of San Diego. San Diego is a large enough city. I would expect to find Yingling if they distribute in the state at all. Personally. Okay, so AJ says, for the Total Wine thing, I can't say on stream. I didn't do anything there. It was someone that worked there that had the wrong number. And they were a chick texting naughty messages and pics to your number, thinking you were the new guy at Total Wine. Gotcha. Gotcha. I think we all see where this is going, chat. So the real question is, how long did you go along with it? Oh, they're due today? I guess we pay the bills today. Fine. There was more to the story that you're not gonna share. I tried playing Schedule 1. I'm aware that it just released. I know very little about it. I have not, no. I was aware that it's another, like... What was it? It's like a drug ring sim? Is that what it is? So with the sim thing, I checked it out, but I didn't feel like dropping 20 bucks on it because I wasn't sure how much I'd play it. The real question is... More pills? We just paid Donald Neal on. I know. They're gonna piss it all away. Yeah, feel free to include me in those DMs too, AJ. I'm curious. And Space says, the real question is, did he hit that? AJ, how comfortable do you feel sharing that? Because I think inquiring minds want to know. Nah, you just say nah to hopping in the DMs. Because we are sharing a brain cell. Lex also wanted to know. This is true. I wasn't going to call him out like that on stream, though. I was being polite. Maybe too polite. Oh, I got too many of these. Can I put you out? Maybe I can put you out here. Is there room out here? Little piggies? No, but there will be. Why not? Hop in my like with each of those periods, I can just see you going, hop in my DMs. Seriously. Like, do not leave me hanging, sir. Oh, fine, you talked him into it. I love it. Wait a minute. That's not where it... There we go. Now, the worst part is I'm sitting here going, will AJ actually tell... Wait, there what? We did need something. Why is... Was someone stocking this when I did my ordering and then they came and put it back? Seriously? I over-ordered on that. I over-ordered, chat. Son of a bitch. Brent says that's the problem with generative AI. They have absolutely no accountability and totally peddle misinformation. It's the most common response to a question. Yeah, most people, when they're asking something like that, they want to hear yes. But the truth is more useful, because if you get a yes answer and then start looking for it, how the hell does that help you? Because it's not actually there, you know? A false yes is absolutely useless. Oh, I forgot to order product to... Crap. I forgot to order product to open. I forgot to refill this. I was too busy talking to chat. What is wrong with me? How dare I interact? My store is suffering. There we go. You're trying to get in an earlier doctor appointment with another doctor since yours is on vacation. And your appointment is the earliest appointment. Oof. Oh, chat. So I think I may have mentioned this on a prior stream. For the first time in my life, I finally have a juror summons. The very first time in my life. It only, you know, I'm 40, but hey. System's working as intended, right? Friend of mine apparently actually wants to serve. He's been summoned 3 or 4 times. Every time he's summoned, he says there's a number you can call ahead of time to see if you actually need to show up, because it's very common for people to settle and not go to an actual trial, like an actual jury trial. Why would I want that? And every time he calls, he's told, nope, no need to come in, they settled. And he's always pissed because he wants to actually go and serve. Like, okay, everyone has their own thing, whatever. So I was looking at it and I'm like, I've got time. It's not till April 10th that I have to serve. And I'm looking over the paperwork that I received. And there's no phone number to call ahead of time to see if I actually need to go in. Nothing there. There is a section that says, you know, just in general for more information, reference the included pamphlet. I kept everything that was in my envelope. I threw the envelope out, but I kept everything that was in it. There was no pamphlet. I'm sure I can Google it. I'm sure I can Google the number to call, and I will wait and call it on like April 8th or something. But what pamphlet? What the hell? One of the 2 letters that was in that envelope said there was a pamphlet. Okay. I am just saying, I'd love to trade it, but I have the card that, I mean, that's a good trade for me, but I have the card that you're offering, and that ruins my collection by giving you the one that you want. I'm sorry, bud. I would do it if you didn't want my only copy. All right. I mean, the papers that our city provided said there was a pamphlet. I had no pamphlet to reference, so question mark? Zephyr says, assuming you were completely invulnerable and could literally walk across the surface of the sun completely unscathed, which celestial body in the solar system would be your first target for visitation? I mean, well, if I know, I think the most interesting thing would be, I think there have been 1 or 2 planets potentially identified as Goldilocks planets like ours that have the very remote potential to have life. I think that's what I'd want to check out. The vast emptiness of space sounds very lonely and depressing. Why would I want this? I have so many. But potentially seeing alien life would be sweet. Especially if I'm completely invulnerable and there's no potential for harm if they aren't friendly, you know? Wait, our city doesn't do... What were you talking about, hon? I don't know. He spilled, but you gotta get the info from AJ. AJ, my DMs. Do it! Don't leave me hanging. You did? Oh, okay. Nice. You did. Hold on, chat. Okay. I mean, all right. Nice. That is funny. That is a funny story. Only a couple hours away from... Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's see. There we go. Pop that in there. Totally worth the drives. Nice. Love a happy ending. Parentus. Lex got it. Actually, there was nothing sure to that effect, chat. I am just being an asshole. Nothing specifically to that effect was confirmed. I am just being an asshole. Big Crockery, thanks for the follow. Hope you're doing well. There we go. Refilled. This customers selling cards update is nice for filling out your collection or occasionally getting something that you can resell. But it happens so often, and some of the things are just you'd never actually buy it. It makes you go, it's just annoying. You know? This one's fine. If I get them down to the right amount, we can still make money. Seriously? Okay. I can still make money off that, just not as much as I was hoping. Sorry, it doesn't work for me. Yeah, being sick sucks. It really does. Hope you get over it soon. Yeah. When that sells, which will probably be same day. It's only like a $30 profit. Yeesh. Okay, this is a new one. We don't own it. Let's go for it. Yeah, well, there we go. Zephyr says, if I could, I'd use the residue from the asteroid belt to add mass to the Martian planet. We're making an effort to reignite its core so the planet produces its own magnetosphere. Then you'd pressurize it with an oxygenated atmosphere before moving there. Naturally, you'd kill any humans who try to follow you there. You'd be moving to Mars all on your own to get away from the rest of us. That is a very specific... I was wondering where your thought process was when you asked that, because I'm like, this is something you've clearly put some thought into. I'm curious. And I gotta admit, you didn't disappoint. Like, I would literally start my own planet next door and kill anyone who came after me. Like, okay. That is intense. Like, you're done with us. So it was a good day, Zephyr? Yeah, that was super specific. The Crockery with the tier 1 sub. Thank you. The follow and then the tier 1 after that. I appreciate that support. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, it is a good name too. Just one or two things you'd do if you had Kryptonia abilities. Yes, so You would not follow Superman's example. Okay, okay. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. It's your PS5 name. Hey, it works, right? Let's see. All right. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, I did miss. Your pain is painting. Your tailbone. Which, why no one has been back there, there should be no pain. I've had that exact same experience and thought before too. Like, it's my tailbone. It hasn't. There's no reason for this. Stop it. Just stop. French says, guess it could be interesting to see the surface of Jupiter, because actually experiencing in person would be a royal pain in the ass because of the gravity crushing everything it comes in contact with. Could be some freaky stuff. Yeah, there's so much. There's probably at least a couple things at the bottom of our ocean that we don't know about, I'm sure. I agree with that. Whoa. Stupid keyboard. All you can think of is being spaghettified at a black hole. I mean, apparently this would prevent you from being spaghettified. Apparently. Dude, no. The audacity of some of these bots. Yeah, you saw him sitting there just swatting at the air randomly. Yeah, he was a little off. I see they haven't gotten any smarter. You two realize you're sitting right next to each other, and instead of playing each other, you're just twiddling your thumbs. Go. Go. Best deal ever. I mean, like a couple bucks off of it, whatever. That was overpriced. There we go. Fixed that. All right. Actually need product to open. Keep selling through that. Did we actually use up one of I think we used up one of those. It didn't come back. Would the sensation still be there? That'd be the great, and maybe back would be depressurized somehow. I mean, when Zephyr then followed up by describing it as Kryptonian abilities, I assume it's a Superman thing, not a Wolverine thing. So it's not like you feel the pain, you get killed, dismembered, whatever, and then just heal. It's like, yeah, it doesn't hurt you, is how it came across. Wait, Tisco, what? Is that a real thing? Razer is releasing a Skibbity headset? Please tell me this is a meme, and I'm just not hip to it. Alexa's your ban, Tisco. Regarding Jupiter, the shitloads of radiation and magnetic pulses emitted by that gigantic planet are so intense, you probably die of radiation poisoning long before you even touch the uppermost clouds as a regular puny earthling. Okay. So why don't you just go live on Jupiter if you don't want to be around us, huh? Seems like you'd be safe there. I mean, if you're gonna have these Kryptonian powers anyway. All right, they're out. What are you waiting for? Is there someone else still here? I don't see another shopper. Are you aware of someone else in the shop that I'm not? Going on, chat. Why won't he leave? He always leaves when the last person leaves. Okay, there he goes. A teaser for... Oh, okay, now I have to look at this. Now I have to look at this. We may look at this together, chat. It's got to be an April Fool's thing for sure. It has to be an April Fool's thing. But so far they actually put the effort into something on the website here. Hold on. Let's see if there's audio on this. All right, let's see if there's audio. What the hell? Oh my god. Razor Skibbity, level up your lingo. For 2 decades, we've been elevating your in-game voice chats with the best gaming headsets on the planet. But when it comes to communication, mic clarity is only one part of the equation. Introducing the Razor Skibbity, the world's first intelligent brain rot translator headset, optimized for de-evolution of speech. Finally, you can understand the cancer your Gen Z teammates are spewing. This is actually perfect for me. Unlock Max Riz. Wisp chat. For a fat min, we've been out here making your cracked headsets. But PFR, W mics do not equal W comms, especially when your teammates are subhuman NPCs, bruh. That's why we invented the Razor Skibbity, the world's first intelligent boomer translating headset, decoding corpos in real time. No more guessing if T is tough or T is pio. What the? Wow. Normal to brain rot translator. I love that Gen Z lingo is just referred to as brain rot. What do you think Okay, so this isn't okay, so this is just a giveaway. It's an April Fool's thing with a giveaway thrown in. That's actually kind of funny. Frequently asked questions. Razor, you okay? Smiley face. That was diabolical. As old Gen Z, that was rough to witness. As old millennial, that was rough to read. Can I wear the Razor Skibbity forever? Yes, however, we are not responsible for any long-term and irreversible brain damage that may occur. Why is the Razor Skibbity even a thing? If you're asking that, then you're the problem. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. Can it be used for fictional languages such as Elvish, Dothraki, or Klingon? Yes, it is extremely useful for role-playing, as well as comic conventions. Starting to speak in binary to me, should I be worried? Not at all. We, for one, embrace our new AI overlords. I mean, we all should, let's be honest. That's actually pretty funny. That is actually pretty funny. I'm gonna be honest. That was worth stopping and checking out. Ooh. All right, we can put the music back on. That was hilarious, honestly. All right. When you entered your year of birth, yes, when I entered my year of birth, the default was off. Yeah, no, as soon as I saw what it was, I was like, okay, it's going to set that they've got to cut off for the generations. So Gen Z is going to have it on, so it's just yeah. Yeah, they divided by the generations, yep.
You can pick your friends, and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose, which is lame. I need a little boogie.
Hi, Kyle. Thanks for that. Whatever the hell that was. That was certainly something. You said yes. Why is it not playing? Firebot, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I don't know why it's not playing. I'm sorry. Firebot is on. Firebot is on and connected. Am I behind on an update? I don't think so. It was supposed to play. It didn't play. I blame Lola. Naturally, it's the dog's fault. Naturally. Oof. So how you doing, Kyle? Click those follows. Kyle's an awesome variety streamer. Although lately he's had a lot of things going on, hasn't been able to stream too much, but when he can, when he gets his schedule fixed, we're back on Totally Not a Gambling Simulator 3000. Yeah, I needed to change it up because right now, new content's dropping for Path of Exile 2 on Friday. So playing the lame duck time feels kind of pointless because, you know, I'm not the theory craft a build kind of streamer. So just sitting there and grinding the maps on essentially a lame duck league is kind of like, eh. So I figured we'd mix it up, see what changed here. What is this game, by the way? It's a cozy simulator game where where it simulates owning a card shop. Although having worked in a card shop, it's a lot easier to be successful in this game than in real life. However, you know, for just something kind of fun and mindless to do, it hits the spot, especially if you are a trading card game enjoyer. Let's see, blue dice. I promise I'll start streaming again this weekend, Kyle says. I've been swamped. Yes, the work is mysterious and important. Yes. Can it simulate your parents being proud of you? Having been a child who visited these shops and also having been a child who had parents, I'm gonna go with that wouldn't be realistic enough. So, you know, there's that. AJ says, I miss playing MTG sometimes. I don't miss having nearly 40k worth of card inventory, right? Magic the Gathering has gotten so expensive. Did you see what their latest Secret Lair crossover is, AJ? Did you see it? If you didn't see it, don't look it up. Guess. I want you to guess. And chat, you all can play too. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with, at least, you know, in passing, what Magic the Gathering is as a collectible card game franchise. If they were going to cross over with anything in pop culture for a special limited release, what do you think it would be in this most recent one? AJ hasn't. There's a $1,200 version of Deathrite Shaman. That I didn't see. I didn't see that. You still picture the wife as Atlas? Lex, you watched MTG? All right, all right. Nobody has any guesses as to what the crossover is? Fortnite, Power Rangers, no, but good guesses. I feel like Fortnite is the other thing that brands cross over into. So like how I can't see Fortnite crossing over into something else because their characters, their skins aren't really, they don't stand out that much. MTG collab, yes. Weirdly, Hello Kitty is actually closest of everything that's been guessed so far. It's not correct, but it is the closest. Do you want me to just tell you? Kadoma MTG crossover when? Yeah, I'm not a big enough brand, and they don't even cross over with their big brand ambassadors anyway. They used, I don't know if they still do it. They used to do it where the winner of Worlds could design a card, and then the original art would be based on them. I don't know if they still do that, but they used to do that. That was the closest they had to like a crossover with their competitors. Tsuni Miko, you're moving away from it. Should I just tell you? Me as a planeswalker would go hard. I mean, bald guy with a white beard, like that's just a like gimme wizard material. Come on. They stopped. Snapcaster Mage was the last one. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. That was actually pretty sweet. It's like you lived on in the game. You know, you did really well and you got to live on in the game for that. That was pretty sweet. That's a shame. Dark Confidant? Yep. Provide a hint. Well, let's see. I already said Hello Kitty was close. How about I'm just gonna give it to you with this hint. It's a hint, but it's gonna give it away right away. Bikini Bottom. It's gonna give it away 100%. They gave people token art instead of actual. That's so lame. Yes, Lex, exactly. 100%. You want me to show you? Let me show you. It is sold out. 100% sold out. This is real. Yep. I would have thought it was an April Fool's if they had gone off of some of the unhinged or unglued cards as what they were basing the cards off of, but no, they based these off of like real cards. Patrick, of course, is completely unplayable, but you know. What do you mean, nah, Raja? Yes, it absolutely has, Kyle. Their design philosophy ruined it for me. 100% Hasbro's design philosophy, their fire philosophy, absolutely ruined it for me, and is the reason I gave up on the game. Could not agree with you more. They have been ruining it. But lots of people still like it, so, you know, I'm just a guy. It was a few years back, wasn't it? The late 2010s, right? I want to say it was mid or late 2010s. Could be wrong. I think it was roughly around there. Kyle, do you know? Oh crap, we had bigger ones. Dang it. Didn't need to get these little ones. You quit playing after Thoughtseize rotated out of standard, so you've been out of it for a minute. Think if they actually gave them a cooler design, then maybe it seems so out of place. It seems absolutely out of place. Now, that special drop, just for those who aren't familiar with Magic the Gathering, is not legal in their standard, their most, you know, their big, like Friday Night Magic, like you go to your local card shop and you're going to play in that kind of format. Those aren't legal in that format. Because they're based on cards that are not standard legal at the moment. You know, standard is like basically the most recent cards. But they can be used in the most popular, like casual format, which is Highlander, or what's it called? EDH? Yeah, Elder Dragon, Highlander, EDH. So that they can be used in the most popular format, but by not having them, you don't inherently lose out on anything because they're just alternate art for an existing card. But still, it looks so out of place. Like, what the hell? You don't know if you should be offended or flattered. She tried Warframe. It's just not her type of game. She did try it. She just didn't have the reaction speed for it and was like, nope. Can't stop shoehorning him into the conversation. Yeah, happens. There we go. Oh yeah, they had done Lord of the Rings before. Who else did they collab with Transformers, or did I make that up? I know they did Lord of the Rings, 100%. I don't think that was just a limited set. Like, wasn't it a full set? It wasn't just like a limited special release like the SpongeBob one. I don't know. Call me a boomer all you want, but that is... I got out of Magic years ago for a reason, and it's mostly because of Hasbro. Largely because of Hasbro. And their management. Was Star Wars? I'm not sure. I am not sure. I actually don't play any physical trading card games anymore. I've been doing a bit of Pokemon Pocket, but initially they were fairly generous, but lately their monetization has been looking very questionable. And I'm likely going to be finishing up with that, which means for the first time in a long time, I won't be into any form of collectible card games. Outside of when I decide to fire this up. Miss Yu-Gi-Oh? The OG Yu-Gi-Oh? I remember when it way back in the day, local shops, and it was like there was so little released in the US. It was just variations of beatdown decks. It was like 1800 was your good base attacker without having to sacrifice, and couldn't really do combo decks or anything because you didn't have anything to combo with. Yeah. So, I didn't get into Pokemon either. The only Pokemon card game I've gotten into is Pokemon Pocket, and that's just digital. I've never owned physical Pokemon cards. What did we pursue our degrees in? Well, I'll let the wife answer in case she wants to or doesn't want the info out there. I think she's fine sharing that. Mine was fire science. And if you're confused as to what that is, because it doesn't quite say on the label, it is exactly what it sounds like. It is a degree to be a firefighter. Which, as you can tell by me sitting here and what I've said I do during the day, it worked out great. What happened? The recession and recovery happened. By the time I was finishing up my degree, it was around 2012. So, for those who are familiar with the U.S. economy, back around 2009, we hit a recession. So a lot of public servants, especially firefighters, were laid off. You know, there were cutbacks and all that. Well, come around 2012 when I started to apply, budgets were back. And former firefighters who had either moved to something else or took a volunteer position or something to stay current were also going for all the same jobs that I was going for. So if you were hiring at a fire department, who would you want? The skilled, experienced firefighter who just hit a bad time in the account? Oh, she left. Fine, screw you, lady. Or would you take the new guy who was just finishing up a degree? Anything that doesn't necessarily require a degree. This explains why Kodama took so easily to Frost. Ding, 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 ding. I feel called out. Oh, not Hydroid. Because until a few months ago, he sucked. Absolutely sucked. Waterboy, yep. Yeah, we'll give you something on this. All right, let's... Oh. Bro. Okay. There we go. AJ says, Volt till I die. I mean, weird, but okay. If you insist. French says, I used to play Hearthstone. Me too. And eventually got to the point where you were more interested in what the new update had rather than actually playing the game. Yeah, that's how I feel with Pocket, especially since with this last update, aside from what I said about the economy, they've also... There was not a ranked ladder, and now there is. And now it just feels like a horrid grind. Ranked ladders are always just a huge grind designed to keep people playing, even if it burns them out. And that is exactly what it feels like, especially seeing it in practice and how much time, even with an insanely unheard of win rate, like 70% is unheard of. But with that type of win rate, to get to the top rank, not even the top rank in the world, just the top rank available currently, we're talking like 100 hours with a 70% win rate, if not more than that. Honestly, I think more than that. Just like, what the hell? Yeah, it's like, okay, I think this is where I just peace out of the game. Ain't nobody got that time. I think that's just where I say, cool. Well, I have 500 copies of that. Why would I ever buy that off you, dude? Like, I think, okay, so the ones who are selling those cards that are less than $1, it would make so much more sense if they actually had children in this game, if some of the people in the shop were children. I've worked at a card shop. It's not uncommon to have younger kids come in and just have no clue what their cards are worth and be like, hey, will you give me anything for this? And you just gotta be like, oh man, I'm sorry, this is common. We've got a bunch of them over there. You know, just in the boxes of commons. But when it's full, like, it's just weird when it's full on adults like this and you're just like, bro, the internet exists. Look it up. Are you kidding me? AJ over there starting their day off with a bang energy. What's weird with Volt? How to flirt with men 101. Want to get dirty? Send them a photo of Lickitung. Yeah. Don't know about that one, but okay. Need Ember Proto. Yeah, I mean they didn't have too many proto frames to start with. So yeah, there was some diversity, just not as much as you would have hoped. But hey, they're, you know, for the first effort, for the first time actually having playable human-looking characters, they did make some diversity in there. It wasn't just a bunch of white people. Like, it didn't look like the cast of Friends. So there is that. You recently slowed down on energy drinks. Thank you very much. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they could have had a little more there too. Yes, I know it's always great when you just feel represented in the games you enjoy, the games, the media, all that. Absolutely. If they add more proto frames, which they've opened the bottle, so you know it could happen. Ah, crap! I accidentally grabbed it. I didn't mean to grab it. There we go. Oh, hey, you're selling this, and I don't own it. Try this. Ah, I thought so. Buddy is Mayan. Okay. I wasn't 100% sure on her ancestry, but she was one of the first ones that was coming to mind. I'm like, okay, they got some diversity in there. Yeah. Okay, like obviously Arthur is white. Arthur is just confusing because he's like super standoffish, not trusting of you. And then all of a sudden he's at some point out of nowhere, without actually earning his trust, he's just like, yeah, sure, take me over, whatever. It doesn't make any sense, chat. Like, he's so suspicious and untrusting of you, and then he's just like, all right, yeah, full control, that's cool. You can actually control me like a puppet. There we go. Oh, you want to sell... Ooh, it's new. All right. Let's do this. All right. We're making progress towards the achievement to unlock all of the cards. Zubat, yeah, pretty much. That was pretty much Zubat. Or was that one of the evolutions? Maybe it was Golbat or something? Golbat, Crobat. It was one of them for sure. What do you want? That is a fair trade, but I've one. I've already got one of each. So you breaking up my collection for a duplicate to sell doesn't help. I have plenty of those. Thank you. Why is that dog barking in the background? Who set off the Lola? One of you set off the Lola. I want to know who. I want to know who. I know one of you did it. I don't even remember, to be honest, Zephyr. I honestly don't remember. You can't prove anything. I demand to speak to my lawyer. I mean, I might not be able to prove anything, but I'm mighty suspicious right now. Oh, we don't own this one. Seriously? I'm only doing this because I literally don't own this card and it helps the collection. Oh, Kaya, is she new? I don't remember there being a Kaya when 1999 dropped. All right, Lola knows she was summoned. Girls, come here. Hi. All right, Lola, come here. Come here. What did come here? Lola, come here. And all right, Georgia, go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. Just stay in there. Stay in there. Good girl. All right. Good, Georgia. Proto frame for Nova. They released 4 new ones. Okay. Yeah, I'm out of it. Well, yeah, they definitely got the genie out of the bottle then. So they're gonna keep doing it. All right. Who's so good, Lola? We've got pupper time. Pupper time. It is Lex. Did you not see that? That is Georgia being in there. Georgia's being a good girl, and we're holding Lola. Georgia, she likes being held sometimes, but she doesn't. Whenever I'm holding her for the camera, I don't know. She's like antsy. She doesn't like the angle, something like that. She's not comfortable. So this works better. I can pick this one up. Georgia goes down there. Both girls are good girls. They earn their treats. They earn their treats. Frost and Saren are married. What? Yes, the lickas and the sniffas. I know, it's a microphone. Yes, yes it is. Nova and Temple. Clearly, Temple's the new frame. Okay. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? All right. We'll keep that on since you're there, but good girl. Yes. She did a lick of the microphone. Did you hear it when she did that? I do need to actually, one of these evenings, sit down and see if I can make a licka and sniffa animated emote with those two. That would be sweet. Obviously, long tongue Georgia will be licka. Lola will be sniffa. It was too quiet. Yeah, the noise, the effects on it to minimize the extra noise probably kicked in. Ooh, it's new. We'll take it. Come on, man. There we go. We're getting new cards. The dogs are doing something with the wife. You want way too much over market. Nope, I'm not even going to entertain that. Frost is Velimir, Saren is Minerva, Nova is Kaya, and Temple is Flair / Lizzie. What? What do you mean Flair / Lizzie? Oh, really, sir? Yes, I will buy your ghost card. But yes, you got the pupper visits. A talking guitar. What? Since I've been taking a break, I'm starting to realize how ridiculous some of the plot points sound to outsiders. They have a talking guitar. For some reason, I hear that, and all I can think of is Dora the Explorer. Dora the Explorer, and I'm imagining the guitar is like the map. That's just, that's what I'm imagining. I don't know why, but that's what I'm imagining. Why does it need to talk? Why? Why does it need to talk? Because it's infested. Okay, okay. Lizzie, what do you have against her? I assumed the guitar was named Flair, but maybe I'm wrong. You want way too much. I don't feel like haggling with you, dude. Go away. Is Flair the name of the proto frame and Lizzie the name of the guitar? Is that did they really reverse them for some reason? It's an Ortis facsimile, Cordis. And Lex immediately goes to ban Kyle. Oh, the dad jokes. The general lady from the Hex story? Frost and Saren are her adoptive parents, and Saren wants answers. Ah. Okay. That explains why everyone thought she was Saren, because she had like Saren-like stuff going on. Okay. Interesting features in the game. You could spy the guests playing their game, stock the shelf with relevant cards, put tiny profit. Eh. I don't think the game is that detailed. But interesting thought. All right. I'm curious what the Frost proto frame looks like. I was really hoping he was bald with a white beard. He is not. He's got white hair. It's reversed. His stubble is darker and his hair is white. Come on. DE, you really gotta do me like that? Why does the new frame / proto frame look like David Bowie? Oh yeah, Zephyr, as soon as I brought that up, you were one, we shared brain cell right there. Very David Bowie going on. Very David Bowie. So David Bowie. You want to snog David Bowie? How old is he by now? Genuine question, I do not know. He was disappointed because Saren's a grandma and not hot. Little did DE know they'd screw their marketing by taking the masks off of their frames and revealing that not all of them are young and hot. Oopsie. I didn't look at her that close. I have no opinion. Apparently Nightmare Frame was not impressed. I don't know. Each their own. I literally was never playing the game for that, so no opinion. No opinion. Like, I could see that argument a lot more in First Descendant, but yeah. Like in First Descendant, it's a requirement. If you get RK, you have to be very conventionally attractive. Like that's just how RK works in that world. If you get superpowers, you have to be conventionally attractive. I think it's in their constitution. French goes nodders. They says she looks fine, thank her shades, and I'm surprised you can't wear it on her face. Unless you're missing something. I have to check. Did I probably got that stuff as day one stuff? Hold on, what did we want? Okay, purple. No, wait. Orange pack, purple box, shirt box. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. No real opinion. I am disappointed in Frost, though. Oh wow, those are selling. What? That is so random. Why are those selling? Okay, those are ordering. All the proto frames could probably be supermodels. Yeah, probably. Like, you strip away the armor and whatnot, you know they have to be super fit under there anyway. At the end of the day, they're just like... I don't know. I get that there's, like, fan fiction and fan art and stuff. It's a little more suggestive. And yes, the frames, they follow the human figure, and guess what? A more conventionally attractive human figure sells. Like, I get that. Even though up until Proto Frames released, which is like over 10 years into the game's existence, like, they haven't really been human except for Excalibur to an extent. So, I don't know, it just seems like a weird thing to get hung up on for me. Yeah. Yeah, to each their own. Focus on what you want to focus on, but... is that what you're playing the game for? Oh, I only need one of those, actually. This space. Looks like a mix of Geralt and older Jetstream Sam from Metal Gear Rising. Wait, who's Minerva? What? Who's Minerva? What did I miss? What did I miss? Oh, Minerva is there. Ah, okay. Yep. Yep. I did miss that. Minerva is there. Okay, gotcha. I mean... Oh, come on. If they've clearly taken the genie out of the bottle on proto frames, they're going to keep adding them. Of course, Wisp is going to get a proto frame. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Space Ghost. People are gooning over Wisp. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Like, still concerns me a bit that they're gooning over fictional characters in general. Although gooning in general is problematic, but hey. I guess doing it over fictional characters is safer than real people? Question mark. I'm aware, and it still disturbs me, okay? I'm concerned for the human race is all, Lex, all right? I was reading an article the other day that there are actually chat GPT super users who have become addicted to it. Like if it's down for maintenance or something, like it's like they've lost a close friend. Like they've become so dependent on it for interaction and everything. It's sad. It's kind of replaced human interaction for them. Get with the program, Kondoma. Rhino being a big Russian man is a slam dunk, but we'll see. Wasn't Rhino and Spider-Man Russian, or am I wrong? If he was, they probably want to stay away from being sued by the Disney machine. But if he wasn't, then yeah, it's a slam dunk. No different than a sex bot, to be honest. I don't think we're quite there yet, but I mean, we do have things that are close. Your flesh is a vessel, a mirror relic. No, that's coming in the very near future. I mean, the singularity? I don't think we're as close to that as we like to think we are. Chat GPT. Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Yeah, pretty much. So he wasn't bad as was he already? Yeah. I don't know. It sounded fine to my very American ears, but I'm not about to go past judgment for a whole region I've never lived in. I've definitely read reviews on movies that knock an actor's accent, and I'm like, really? It seemed fine. Okay, I'm just gonna stay here and be quiet. You think it's that near? I mean, even if we're talking about it being near, like, are we talking about it being, you know, it's going to be available to the elite? For something like that, effective immortality, it's going to be available to the elite for at least decades before the public. If we truly are even remotely close to it, which I don't think we're that close to it. I don't think it's going to happen in my lifetime, honestly. Wait. Crazy to imply people buying sex bots on Elite. I thought you were talking about the singularity. You were talking about sex bots? What? Okay, let's be honest. Outside of basic, like, you know, functional work, yeah, the first bots are probably going to be like blue collar, heavy lifting, heavy labor kind of stuff, and sex bots. Those are going to be the first workable bots, probably. Yes. I was talking about the single. I thought someone brought up like the singularity. I know we were talking about. Like, I know bots were being. I didn't realize that's what you were talking about. Like, what? All right, there we go. We're stocked. We got product to open. Let's do it. Ooh, couple good hits. Not new, but I can sell them for some cash. Let's go. So at this point, chat, there are 2 Steam achievements I have left to work towards. I've got all the others. One of them is to hit the max level, which I'm probably never going to hit. And we got some new ones there. The other one is to collect every card in the game, which with this customer trading thing is looking more possible. I'm still a ways off, but it's looking more possible. Why would I want to waste my time buying that? Yes, please. Oh, wait, no, you want to trade for... No, you don't. You're going to break up my collection. Nope. Bogon. Regular black Bogon. Let me see if I've got one that's just not... I have one out here. How about over here? Do I have a Bogon? Do I have a Bogon? No, not you. Not over there. Over here? Do we have anything over here? I don't have it, so I'm gonna have to turn you down. Lovely. No, thank you. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Yeah, there's a large range of accents, yeah. Wait, what? Wow, that is super specific, Zephyr. That is super specific. Yeah, that would be interesting. Jamaican Wisp, Lex. I feel like if DE went that route, they would catch some slack. Yes, Zephyr always knows what Zephyr wants. I don't own the super cheap card? Okay. Tell you what, I will overpay for it. Take a few extra cents. Thanks for giving me a card I don't own. Here you go. I just grabbed these. You didn't have that over your head when I grabbed them. No, go away. If you were a child, that would be acceptable to ask about. You are an adult, use the internet. I'm not buying your super common card. Including a planet to themselves, yes. Yes, exactly. Although apparently Zephyr would make room for a Slavic African Wisp. Apparently. Doesn't have to be as lonely as advertised. Space, yep. If they tried to do that, I think it would be hard to get accurate without being stereotypical. And even if it was done well, they would still catch flack for it, I think. I don't think it would be worth it to go for a Jamaican voice. Yeah, like I would believe they were trying to do it in good faith. But still, I think they would catch flack for it. I mean, what's his face in the camp, the Australian guy? Like he's had at least one person from Australia not happy with how he was done. All right, let's go put that out. Chipper, thank you. Yes, that's who I was thinking of. Yes, what's his face was in fact Chipper. You are correct. Oh, nice. A $2 card I don't have. Also, do not be a child selling super common. No. Okay, the super common card was less than $1. Like, come on. Like, come on. There's a limit. But fair point. Fair point. There was a bit of a contradiction there. I'll give you that. Hey, yes. Yep, you were right with Chipper. Let's see. There we go. All right, restocked. Anyone over here selling or trading stuff? No? Okay. Pack opening. Most don't consider themselves to be different. But I imagine it impacts the accent a bit. Yeah, see, and that's what I was thinking. Like, I totally took it where Space was talking about the dialect and not heritage. Yeah. Yeah, nailing the dialect on accents is always difficult. Because generally companies like DE have voice actors they like to work with, but they might go outside of that a bit, but don't need you. Don't need you. But you know. And sometimes, especially if you're going for a specific dialect, it can be hard to find a trained voice actor who, you know, who that's their natural dialect. Like, part of being a voice actor is changing your voice a bit, changing your dialect a bit. So it's not uncommon to go for someone who they think can approximate it. But then if you have no one in your company who can say that's a genuine dialect, and it's just, it sounds close to the untrained or relatively trained but not expert ear because you aren't around that dialect a ton, then mistakes can be made, you know? They're mistakes, it's not intentional. But take that trade? The big upgrade in terms of value. Speaking of Hydroid. Yeah, what the hell. And he's, yeah, that's true. I'm not well versed in either dialect, but dialect accent. But I think even I've noticed a bit of a difference between them. And if I can notice that, yeah, it's a little like dangerous territory there. Yeah. Like trying to replicate that. Yeah. Yeah, we get a new one here. Your final offer, my ass. You want way too much. We're gonna talk you down. See? Told you we'd talk you down. Let's go. We got a new one. Thanks, though. Another new one. Let's go. It has been a very wet spring so far. More new ones. My final offer. All right, here's 50 more bucks. Okay. Final offer. Their final offer is never final. Holy crap. Okay, you also want me to look at your stuff. What do you have? No, thank you. You need a lot. Yeah, has it been dry over by you again? That's not good. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it just feels like that'd be a minefield. There are certain dialects where you're like, it's just better off unless you're getting and someone actually from there. Yeah, you probably just want to stay away from it. When we went to what's the water park in Orlando? Ooh, another new one today? Holy crap. The water park in Orlando. I can't think of the name of it. But when we went there, the pre-recorded announcements that would play to like hype up something, like a ride or an upcoming show or something, it was an over-exaggerated Australian accent. Like, I wouldn't say I'm well trained in dialects, but even I was sitting there going like, this is ridiculously exaggerated. Like this, it's uncomfortable listening to this because I don't think a real Australian would sound like this. Yeah, exactly. Happy little accidents. We're getting new ones here left and right. I don't need this. You can walk. Yeah, we have been nice little new cards today. How are we coming along on the collection anyway? Forever, 1087 out of 1452 on Destiny. How about base one for 1042 out of 1452? So we are forever away on both. Okay. Sad, but okay. You've seen people complain about the accent of actual, like, people of Jamaican descent as fake. Yeah, and it very well could be that Australian accent over the loudspeaker I was just talking about, it could have been like genuine accent from an actual Australian citizen who like recorded it for the park. It very well could have been. It sounded just over exaggerated. And maybe that's the route they went. Maybe they did have, you know, an Australian voice actor record it and then ask him to exaggerate. They could have done that. Apparently Brazil can be a minefield as well. They have no idea Portuguese voiceovers in games because it's usually not the right one. Oh. Yeah, Brazilian Portuguese is very different from like Portugal Portuguese. Yeah, it is different. I found that out when we were visiting Portugal. Not that I knew any form of Portuguese, but well, they had a really bad fire season. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I remember when LA was burning, so yes, you all need water for sure. Yep, just a splash of water. Just a little bit to wet the whistle, you know? Wet the beak. All right. Yeah, I feel like even if they went that route, they'd have to get like authentic Jamaican descent, and then make it very public who the voice actor is, so they don't immediately get hit with a blowback. I don't know. It just feels like a whole minefield. Yeah, it's so weird that there are some dialects where it's like a whole minefield that just doesn't really feel like it's worth wading into. I know, Jonicallis, you're that it's so true. It's the dichotomy of the game. It's like I want to get this. I want that sense of completion. Like there's something in your brain that says it's going to make you feel good about yourself when you complete it. But then when you get it done, there's nothing left to do. No, I've noticed that a lot. Like games I've played before, when I start getting good at not just collecting like most of the things in the game, but when I start getting good at them, like I don't think I could ever be a streamer who sits there and puts out build guides for like high level end game builds for different games like Warframe, like Path of Exile kind of thing, because when I get to that point where I'm just like I so have thoroughly mastered the game, it's not interesting to me anymore. I like going along, I like learning and getting better and trying to achieve things in it. But once you're at the end, it's like, cool, next mountain, you know? Like, yeah, I don't know, going back and replaying, I don't need to do like super weird challenge runs. It's just like, all right, we beat it. When I start getting too good at a game, I get bored. I get bored. Yeah, exactly. Enjoy the journey. Life's a journey. Enjoy it. All right, what else we got? Blue, 2 reds, yellow. I like walking all around the map. Skyrim player that walks everywhere to find all the hidden items. Whoa, I didn't mean to pick you up. That's fair. Yeah, like exploring and finding the hidden things, it can be cool for sure. Super Mario 64. It's an old callback, not dating myself at all. I did have a save file where I found all of the stars. Every single one of the stars. 100% at that. Yeah, well, see, experimenting with collectible card games, it depends. Doing okay, like if you know the digital ones where it's just a ladder to keep you grinding, like Marvel Snap, Hearthstone, Pokemon Pocket, Magic Arena, like if your main way of engaging it is a ladder, yeah, don't experiment. You get punished for experimenting. Absolutely. But if your main way of engaging with a collectible card game is a tournament structure, you actually do get rewarded for experimenting. Obviously, not every one of your experiments is going to go well. It depends how much time you have to test. But going in with something unexpected that people were like undervaluing, they weren't playing with or really teching against, like you can steal some wins. But yeah, and for like a lot of the popular digital card games that it's just a ladder system, yeah, experimenting sucks. Like you are absolutely not rewarded for experimenting. And it's unfortunate, it really is. Green. Where are you? You're up here. What happened to you in TFD? We went back to check it out. Builds are still effective, so yeah. The grind in TFD just doesn't feel worth it. And the content they were putting out, oh, so minimal, and they just wanted you to. It felt. I've never played a game before that made me feel so dumb for grinding something when it was new, as the first Descendant did. Seriously, put so much time into getting, grinding out the initial things that was there. And then as they released more content, they started just kind of handing that initial grind stuff out piecemeal for free here and there. And then it became more frequent. And then when they pushed out season 2, it was like, oh, we made those earlier grinds easier on top of giving a bunch of those things to you for free. We're making those easier. But now if you want any of this new stuff, you have to replay this exact same mission dozens and dozens and dozens of times. And it's like 15, 20 minutes a mission. Maybe you can get it down to 10-ish minutes. I forget how low you could get it. But it was like, so they just wanted you to do the same thing over and over to get the new stuff. And it's like, why? You've already shown me if I just wait, I'm going to get it for logging in. Why am I going to bust my ass now? Oh, and by the way, do I even need it? Don't I have like all this other stuff that's actually good? Yeah. Yep, the game made me feel dumb for playing. And that's what I said, I'm done with the game. Custom rule sets, yeah, that's what was so cool about EDH. Like that was just a custom game mode that people started playing in Magic the Gathering because it was like, hey, this is an expensive game. I can't afford to keep up with standard. I can't afford these older formats. Let's just make a format where you can only put one of any card in there and make stuff out of what you have. And it was great until Hasbro bought Magic the Gathering and decided to monetize the crap out of it. And now the format isn't just a kitchen table, like, have fun with your friends format that made it so appealing and the most popular format in the game. It is monetized to hell and power crapped and all that. I mean, I get it. The company needs to make money, but ugh. Ugh, I say. All right, I think we're good on stock. Yes. You watched Get Out a few days ago? You did not, but I did see that. That was a good one. That was a good... It was a good movie. It was. Congrats, Joey. You have a return at the mall? You should. Yeah, I know, Space. They did. Alien mission with the exploding drones. If you pick the wrong one, they increased the shots of the gun from 6 to 8, so you have extra 2 shots to use for the boils on the doors. That serious. Ugh. Yep, I have never felt as dumb for playing the game and getting things when they're released as I have with First Descendant. Uninstalling that game was the right choice. I waited way too long. When Nightmare Frame uninstalled that midstream after beating a newly added Colossus, that was the play. Like, he was absolutely correct in his assessment at that time. But some very interesting card games. People basically play with the same decks or hands or turns. People have to do the best with what they both get. So much strategy. And there are definitely some interesting concepts out there. I feel, unfortunately though, with card games, like collectible card games, they necessitate, you know, continued new cards. And the more cards that are released, it's just inevitably something imbalanced is going to come out. Like, you can't avoid it. It's just going to happen. And it just starts to ruin the experience. And then the more it happens, the more you're like, you just start to feel like they can't balance their game. Not that it's easy to do it, but it's just, yeah. I will say, although I quit playing Marvel Snap for a number of reasons, the one thing that I did appreciate about their approach was they actually did live balancing. Like, they were a digital card game. They acknowledged that, and they took advantage of that. Multiple times they have changed, like so many times I can't even count. They have either changed figures or tweaked abilities on a card, so like the, you know, the power, the cost to play it, that kind of thing. They've tweaked the abilities, like made it a little less effective. They've completely redesigned cards that were released because they were either too powerful or just too completely unplayable. So the live balance was awesome, because even though they only released 1 to 2 cards a week when they release cards, at least the live balance kept things a little fresher. I think the 1 to 2 cards a week is not a great release cadence after having played it for as long as I did, because every week it was like either everyone is playing, if the new card is remotely playable, either everyone is playing with it or everyone is countering it. So that got that got a little old. Yeah, I mean, if you're even if you're free to play and you're like optimizing your stuff, the cards don't work out to $100. Yeah, when they're selling you a card for $100, they're selling you like a cosmetic variation of it, some form of currency, like they're selling you other stuff with it. So it's not just the card itself. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, especially when you compare to other traditional card games, the cost of cards feels worse in Snap than it actually is. Like the cost of a competitive Snap deck is still much lower than the cost of a competitive Magic Arena deck, you know? But yeah, I get what you're saying. Give you gameplay, let you pay for skins. See, Legends of Runeterra, do you remember that one? They tried that. Yeah, Riot sunk millions into that game and just couldn't turn a profit doing exactly that, like making cards very accessible for free to play, letting you basically get all or most of the cards as a free to play player, letting you mostly just buy skins, cosmetics. Like, they tried that approach because they're like, hey, this is what card gamers say they want. Turns out card gamers don't know what they want because they weren't making enough money and people weren't playing enough, because once you got all or most of the cards, like at least all the cards you wanted, what did you have to play for and earn? So unfortunately, like, in theory it sounds great, but it kind of goes back to what you were saying before about, you know, people should appreciate having something to work towards, right? Turns out that is very accurate. You should finally uninstall TFT. Yeah, when was the last time you hopped in? Joey, you uninstalled First Descent earlier tonight? You came to that same conclusion too? Yeah. I know you hopped back into it for a bit there. Hey, at least you're enjoying Elden Ring again. That was a good game indeed. I still have not picked up the I haven't picked up the DLC for that or Cyberpunk. Both of those I keep saying I should and then I never do. Let's see, when you say the gameplay was not interesting, are you talking about Legends of Runeterra? I think the gameplay was good, but it was more... It's hard to explain, but it felt like it was a little more skill testing than the average collectible card game. Because yes, in a lot of card games, you can get rewarded for planning a turn or two in advance and playing around not what's happening this turn, but what setting yourself up and trying to anticipate what your opponent's going to do, you know, for at least this turn, the next turn kind of thing, right? Whereas Legends of Runeterra wanted you to have a plan like 3 turns out regularly. So it was just way more... It felt like it was more mentally taxing than other CCGs that I've played. Don't leave these out as tripping hazards. I know people don't trip out there, but come on. Come on. Dude, what are you doing back in there? No one... It's not... Never liked Runeterra as a whole. Took too long for too little outcome. Yeah, the games were a bit longer, too. I can see that. I like that. That's one of the things that really drew me into Marvel Snap, was the short, snappy, like, you know, games. Like, they were fast. Win or lose, you could get in or out. And sometimes you could tell if you were dead on turn 3, and you're like, all right, let's just go next. Let's call it. I didn't play Artifact. I did not try Artifact. I was interested, But then it became pretty clear it was flopping like a month into release. I'm like, okay, I think I'll just have to take a pass on this one, unfortunately. Richard Garfield has made some good games, but it looks like this is not being viewed as one of them. Yeah, I know you could buy the singles through the Steam store, which I thought was a cool concept, but did that, like, how did that work out? Did that help or hinder them? Holy crap, every time I turn around, someone wants to sell or trade a card. I'm trying to crack some product here. Hydrate. Yeah, I was talking about Pokemon Pocket earlier. I think economy-wise, they're moving in a questionable direction. The grind for their newly added ladder mode is insane. It's already turning me off. I don't know, they can potentially course correct on their economy things, but they should really clean up some things. There's some UI things they could clean up to make it easier. Gameplay wise, it's crazy that you can't skip animations, and the animations still count against the turn and game timer. And because of that, because the game timer doesn't pause, like, you get these insane turn timers, and it is so easy for an opponent to grief you just with the turn timer. I wish they'd look at that. Yeah, I'll turn around and sell that for a nice chunk. There's no free mode. Oh, yeah. You couldn't even... There was no way to try the game to figure out if you were going to like it to decide to invest in it. Yeah, they didn't have, like, any trial deck or trial mode or anything like that. I remember wishing they had something like that. Be like, oh, I mean, I can watch someone play it, but I don't quite understand what's happening, having not touched the cards, played with them myself, while I'm watching. So it's like, am I going to like this? I don't know. Pay for packs to get cards, and pay for cards to pay for a tournament ticket to earn cards. Yeah, so it was just endless money sink. Yeah, now that you mention that, I do remember that being why I didn't jump at it right away. Yep. No private match, no free conquest, no conquest ladder. Oh, wow. So literally you had to pay to acquire cards, then you had to pay to play with the cards after acquiring. Oof. Yep. They definitely screwed that. Yeah, that's a terrible model. By the time they added it, people moved on. Yep. All right, let me see. Hold on. Zephyr said it's 2 a.m. I reckon if I'm going to accumulate the strength I need for my Mars project, I'll need plenty of sleep. Yes, sleep well, Zephyr. We'll see you another time. Thanks for stopping by. See, French says, think I got into Runeterra kind of late. It was too overwhelming in terms of understanding the game and deck building. There were so many cards to learn and stuff. It's hard to tell what was good or not. Only other experience with card games with Hearthstone. I can see that being a rough transition. I mean, there were definitely... And the problem with CCGs like that is even if you try to go on YouTube or something and look for a deck guide to figure out what is good, like, sensationalizing things is what gets views. So it's very common for across all types of card games for big content creators to push like, this is the next big deck. Why is no one playing this? I had an insane win rate with this deck. And it's just like, it's a fine deck. You're playing on the ladder. If you're good at the game and you understand it, you can win with anything for the most part. But then at the same time, this win rate you're touting when you're pushing your deck statistically means nothing. Because the only way to tell if a deck is actually good is if it puts up consistent results and with a variety of people. We're talking thousands of people playing thousands of games. If you want actual usable statistics, one person going 15-2 with a deck, well, great, does not indicate anything. It should not be used as a basis to make any determinations about the deck other than, huh, all right, can it keep doing that? Did not have to pay if you had the card, so it was either pay to own or pay to draw arena. Okay. Artifacts is still playable and free now. Yes, but you need someone to play with. Yeah, I remember when they abandoned it, it went free like that, and it's like, at this point, I don't think I'm going to be venturing into it. I can make a few bucks off that. What about you? I think at this point, the ship has sailed on that one for me. You can copy a person's deck. You might win a good number of games too, but it doesn't really help you understand why they put certain cards. Yeah, like some people will do a deck analysis where they'll call out why X or Y card is in there, and it's like this is for this matchup. If you're more worried about this matchup, you can swap it out for this, but you know, not everyone does that. Like, yeah, if you're just looking up a deck list on popular deck list sites, usually you're not going to get an in-depth explanation. If you're watching a video on YouTube, depending on the creator, some will go into that a level of detail, some don't. Some are just like, hey, here's the deck, check out these games, drop a like and subscribe, you know? What is expensive? This one? Well, yes, it was. Thank you for pointing it out. There, fixed. Happy? I'm good, thank you. Yeah, definitely a cool game for historical reasons. I mean, lessons were definitely learned from it. I did think it was cool and novel that there was a secondary card market within the Steam market itself where you could buy and resell your artifact cards. I thought that was pretty cool. And I wish that were a thing again, but I understand why it isn't. Because the current, you know, the more recent digital card games have realized that, hey, the mobile gaming market is enormous. Getting a piece of that pie is important. So you want to be a mobile game first and a PC game second if you want a good player base. So unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna see another secondary market like that in another digital card game. I wish that weren't the case because it was a novel idea and could potentially help offset the cost of initial acquisition within the game. But I don't think we'll see it again. All right, more cards, more new cards. They did not take the Counter-Strike and Team Fortress 2 rule at all. What do you mean by that? I'm not familiar with those rules. You want way too much? Sorry, we're not even going to talk. Valve is all about we keep players in with free drops. Okay, okay. Oh, we got another new one. Nice. Let's make a paid game with paid gameplay, yeah. I wasn't clicking on you, I was clicking on the other bald guy. Here we go. Hey, people just keep wanting to sell me cards I don't own, and I love it. Yeah, I'll give you some cash. There we go. Oh no, you cleaned out my singles. I still think it's incredible that within the first month the Pokemon Pocket released, it immediately became the single most successful digital card game to ever release. Like, in the first month, it out-earned Legends of Runeterra in its first lifetime, and was it Marvel Snap the year prior, or did it earn most of Marvel Snap's prior year's earnings in the first month? It was something like that. I'd have to look at the figures again. See, if you could play to earn untradeable cards from the stats with level and rank system they added later, I think it would still be a thing. See, I'm not a big fan of having cards that can potentially be advantageous, like mechanically unique cards that are even just good in like 1 or 2 decks that are not available to people who start playing the game later. Because currently Pokemon Pocket has that problem with a couple of mechanically unique cards that in various metas are actually playable. They're released as promo cards, only available to be collected for a certain period of time. And for some reason, while a number of different rarities of cards can be traded within the game with other players, promo cards cannot. So now players who started after those cards were released are just SOL. They just can't get them. And to date, it's not like they've gone back and released a mechanically similar version of the same card in a recent set that's come out since those were released. So those literally new players just have no way of obtaining those cards. They nailed the formula, not looking at gameplay behind unobtainable goals, giving free stuff all the time. Yeah, like a mix of free and paid stuff is good. Like I'm convinced, despite what some people will say about the Marvel Snap economy, like I'm convinced the free stuff that they give and how they distribute it has definitely helped keep people playing beyond when it would be healthy to. Like, it's definitely roped people in, even when they're no longer having fun, because they regularly do Twitch drops. They regularly have these events in game where if you just log in, you can collect this free stuff. Some, it's often cosmetics. Sometimes it's a little bit of currency, and then occasionally it's a promo variant of a card. You probably already own the card, sure, but this is the only time you can get this variant art. So get your ass in here or you miss it forever. So yeah, I think they've got a good handle on that. And I think Pokemon Pocket is just trading on the Pokemon name. They've got some very good base. The base gameplay is very good. They can clean up some of the turn timers and some of the ways you can grieve people, and like having the animations not count against the turn timers and stuff like that. Some UI stuff they can clean up. Base gameplay is good. The economy initially looked very good. It's moving questionably. But they haven't even looked at Twitch drops. They've been pretty decent about giveaway stuff. It involves logging in, engaging with the game in some way. So far, the giveaway stuff, it's either been just basically clicking a button and getting a wonder pick, getting a free thing, or playing against the computer. It's not even like it's like they said, hey, sometimes people get anxiety playing against other people. If you want this free stuff, just play against the computer. That's cool. Made the collection stuff a bit easier. A few missions, yep. A daily login, battle pass, FOMO stuff definitely works. Absolutely. I'll admit, some of that stuff made it hard for me to break away. Like, even after I decided I was going to be done with Marvel Snap, I was like, well, I paid for this month's battle pass. I might as well finish it out. Even though I had already taken a break from the game, came back and was like, no, the game is no longer for me. Like, it's just, I'm not gonna play it again. I'm done. It was still that FOMO of like, well, I paid for it. I want to get what I paid for out of it. And literally, I uninstalled the game after I finished it. I haven't used that promo card that I earned from finishing the battle pass, but I felt like I had to, you know? What you think makes Pokemon the most money, to be honest, not even the game itself? I mean, there's so many ways the Pokemon company makes money. Like, they've got plushies, they have so much stuff out there. But what do you think makes them the most money? I'm sure we could probably look it up, honestly. Most people just open... Oh, yeah. Pokemon Pocket. A lot of people just use that as a pack opening simulator. 100%. Because even without paying any money, you can open 2 packs a day. So if you just want something to scratch that, you know, that little gambling itch of like, does this loot box, is this loot box paying off? Am I gonna get something really good out of this loot box? Like, hey, that can serve that purpose for you. Oh, the TCG. Like, just in general, Pokemon in general. Yeah. Never well could be. I haven't engaged with other forms of the card game. Like, I know like actual box opening content for the physical card game is popular. Scalpers get into brawls in the parking lots of Costco for Pokemon cards. Holy crap. What timeline is this, chat? Why is the green playmat the one that's selling? I don't understand. Let's see, 2-2, Mafia Wars, and what's that one called again? Mafia Works, not Wars. Mafia Works. Claim, it's called Claim. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. A lot of people just collect them and don't really play the game. That wouldn't surprise me. All right, then purple to red. Oh. Fine, I'll buy the license. All right, red, blue, red. I'll grab that. Yeah, Shinakillis, thanks for hanging out. Have a good one. I'll catch you another time. Sleep well. I'll probably be heading off in about 40 minutes myself. Got work tomorrow, so always fun. Woohoo. Well, we made it through Monday. We can make, if we made it through Monday, we can make it through Tuesday. Because Tuesday's like Monday, but with the edge taken off, so, you know, you feel like you can do it. Imagine adulting. Hundreds buy the cards, tens collect the cards, and a few play with the cards. Added some free exclusive packs for participating in tournaments. That's when you know engagement is bad. Oh, is it? I remember when you could get exclusive packs for playing Yu-Gi-Oh when it first came out. I don't know how long they kept doing that. There were definitely exclusive tournament packs in Yu-Gi-Oh. Like that's where the original Jar of Greed came from in the US. At least going to the I wasn't traveling for tournaments at that point, going to conventions or anything, but at the local level, it was like, it felt like the hype was there. People were there and they were still doing that. So Jar of Greed, yeah. I think it's Jar of Greed, right? That's what I'm thinking of, right? What is is that the one I'm thinking of? No, not pot. No, not Jar of Greed. It's not Jar of Greed. What am I thinking of? Yeah, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Yu-Gi-Oh! First pack cards. Tournament pack. Tournament pack. Season 1 cards. Here, where are we? Where are we? What is Oh. No, Mechanical Chaser was the season 1, so it must have been season 2. Right, Mechanical Chaser was the big chase one in season 1, which is sad because he's just a base, no skill, no ability, 1850 attack. It's not that. Yeah, it wasn't. No, Jar of Greed. Jar of Greed was a trap card similar to Pot of Greed, but different that came later. All right, what was season 2? Second season tournament pack cards. The one I'm thinking of is Morphing Jar. Morphing Jar. I knew it was a jar. I knew it was a jar. How many seasons did they do this? Dang, that was back in 2002. I am definitely dating myself a bit. Morphing Jar is what I was thinking of. I was trying to say Morphing Jar. All right, we need number 1. What do we got over here? 1 pig, 2 star. That's it. Okay. Oh, did you just look up the art on it? It actually, when it released, it was actually a decent card. That the problem with those packs is they actually put chase cards in there as like the most hard to get card. because they were usable in decks at the time. So Mechanical Chaser, the one from the first season, at that point, all that was really playable in the game was kind of like basic beatdown decks, like just big stats, little spells and traps to back it up, and like just go and do more damage than your opponent. So when the biggest 4-star thing that you could get in the game at that point had 1800 attack, and then that really hard to get chase card from these tournament packs that you could only get from playing in tournaments at local card stores had 1850 attack. It was selling for, was it 100 something? I want to say it was selling for 100 something for the card for a while there. And then Morphing Jar was kind of a utility reset kind of thing. And I was also selling for, when that came out, I think at one point it eclipsed Mechanical Chaser. Both players jump their hand and draw 5. Yeah. No, actually, I know that eclipsed Mechanical Chaser at some point. And then when Spear Dragon came out, and I think there was another card, like Mechanical Chaser started plummeting in price. And it was just, it kept value because it was still hard to get. So it was a collector thing, but playability definitely took a nosedive. Thanks to power creep, which just happens with card games. Did I not? I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. And I am really dating myself talking about like OG Yu-Gi-Oh release in the US. Oof. As if the beer didn't do it for me already. And I forgot about Mechanical Chaser. There is a card I have not thought of in a couple decades. All right, we're doing the restocking now. Let's go ahead and looks like Twitch is saying we got to run an ad soon. We'll run that. Potentially the last one of the stream. We can probably push off the one right before we read out. So, a minute and a half of ads. I'm just restocking here. Let's see. Red Precon up there. We got you. Stocked. Boom. So much restocking and shelf. All right. Girls have been silent for a while. Are they still alive, or did they murder each other? All right. Back room's almost restocked. Let's go. And I haven't thought about Yu-Gi-Oh in a while. Quit that before it became the turn one combo shit show I hear it is today. I do remember cards were starting to have entire, like, textbooks worth of verbiage on them. Probably precipitated me walking away from that game. Did not need a card game that required a magnifying glass to play. Was not signing up for that. there's even a few turn 0 wins. Well, I mean, I think you could always win with Exodia if you happen to have it in your opening hand like that, but so it's always there is just highly unlikely. But if there's a higher chance of that now, that's concerning. I don't see myself revisiting that game. Not sure if that... No, Exodia you didn't have to play. You just had to have them in your hand. I'm almost positive you just had to have them in your hand. Am I wrong? Hold on. I could be wrong. You might be right, actually. No, yeah, in your hand. No, specifically, the text is only on the body, Exodia the Forbidden One, and it says in your hand. You win the duel. I was right. I remembered something. I know. I'm as shocked as you are. Absolutely as shocked as you are. Fair price, you'd say. Okay, but you didn't put it in your bag to buy. I didn't see you take it off the shelf. You were eyeing it, and it's a fair price. I would think you'd want to acquire it, but apparently not. That is a bad consumer right there, chat. They have not spent enough time in America. It's in front of your face, it's a fair price. You're supposed to put it in your bag to buy. You're supposed to put it in the cart, you're supposed to go check out, take it home with you, after paying said fair price. But no. Love it. I look away for a second, and then you walk up and you've got the exclamation mark over your head. I will get to you. Ah. That still blew my mind when I found out there was a SpongeBob crossover with Magic earlier today. Like, what? Hey, Zestilia, yes, indeed. Gambling addiction time. Yes, I will trade you one I have 5 copies of for one I have 0 copies of. Thank you. Bring me more of that. I appreciate you, sir. I'm good on that, thanks. Well, how you doing, Zestilia? This stuff does pretty well as a pack cracking simulator. Especially for people who are like, I really want it to be like closer to actual cards, and you put on the like the Pokemon mod. then it should do pretty well as a pack cracking simulator. Finish your Monster Hunter Wilds grind. Looking for the next thing to know life. Did you max level? Did you max level? Well, Path of Exile 2 is dropping new content on Friday. Hunter rank 999 completed. Please tell me you got a Steam achievement for that. Holy crap. That is impressive. When you said no life it, you were not kidding. Sir, give me a moment to place and price these, please. Y'all little goblins just emptied me out, so give me a moment here. There, you just get a bunch of the same card. You got 3 in-game titles, being Monster, Wilds, and Top. I mean, I guess at least that way it doesn't make people look at that and go, wow, I'm never going to get that Steam achievement, which can potentially stop them from playing as much as they otherwise would have. You just get 3 in-game titles. Oof. I mean, congrats, I guess? I think that's what we're supposed to tell you. Congrats on those titles. What's your damage capping out at now? Hey, Walter White, what you got for me? Nothing. Okay, cool. Ooh, that doesn't... I don't think I've got an extra Blazor on display. Let me go check on that. You wait right there. No, those are Blazor. Those are not Blazor. Nope, I don't have an extra Blazor. We got to send you away. I'm sorry. You want to sell it? I'll sell it. I will buy it from you, but I don't want to trade that. What Steam achievement was getting the crowns? Achievement for all achievements is currently had by 2.6% of people. Okay. Well then. Are you part? So it sounds like you are part of the 2.6%. Is that correct? I'm sorry, what? Sir, that is a massive difference in value. Do you not understand trade equity? Get out of my house. That is correct. No wonder you're looking for the next thing. Anything in particular you've been considering for your next grind? Ooh. The old in me is coming out. My body's like, hey, it's about your bedtime. Just a reminder. Coming up soon. Come on, body, what are you, my tiny 4.5-pound dog? Final Fantasy 14 grind to all classes level 100 took a fat minute. Oh, wow. Oh, so that's something you did. Jeez. Do you want something that's not an MMO? I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 has been out a minute. Did that pique your interest at all? Plenty you can do in that. Here, take all my copies of that card, please. Buy it. And you want to sell a card I don't own? Yes, yes, I will buy the card I don't own, sir. Let's start with this. Perfect. How about you? Nah, I'm good on that. Thank you, though. Never played it, just doesn't have your interest. Fair. Fair. Playstyle isn't for everyone. How about it? Bit low, you say. All right, how about this? All right, another 25 bucks did it for you. You got it, bud. Hey, another new one. Let's go. Ooh, pricey one. Okay, okay, okay. Try this. Neat. Collection is expanding. Ah, someone else. What about you? What about you? Get out of here with that. Ridiculous human being. Play Warframe, get Legend Rank 5, but that'll take you, what, 5 hours? Yeah. Well, it's still something to do for 5 hours while you contemplate the next grind. You into any Souls-like games at all? There we go. All right. You like to have fun, not punish yourself. Okay. Alright, what was the game that came out that was super popular a few months back that was legally distinct from Pokemon, but was definitely hyper-capitalistic Pokemon? What was that one? Pal World? How about that? Any interest in that one? I'm sure there's stuff to grind there. Keep buying everything on Warframe and just refuse to play until you get your beloved Ureli Prime. I mean, she's definitely coming out within the next year if I remember the release schedule correctly. I don't remember specifically when anymore, but I remember she should be within the next year. Ooh, hello. You want way too much, though. Let's see what we can do with you. Hey, talked you down. All right. You're already caught up on Pal World on your save. I tried, okay? I tried. Not my fault. You're a grinder. All right, chat. What else you got for Zestilia to grind? There's got to be something out there. There's got to be something out there. There we go. Factorio. Something like that. Frostpunk. What else? About 100% one of the Sid Meier's Civilization games. There you go. Mix it up a bit. All right. There we go. I'd recommend IO 1 too if you truly want to hate yourself in Souls-like games. Honestly, so far I've only really done Elden Ring. I think Kyle got me Dark Souls and maybe Dark Souls 2. I have not gone back and done those yet though. It did take me a while to get through Elden Ring. If you wanted to hate yourself, then you're playing Elden Ring with mouse and keyboard. Yeah, it definitely does like controller better. I did not play it with mouse and keyboard. I played it with a controller, 100%. Good song. Old song, but good song. On more of these playmats, let's go. I think it was that one. Let me tell you, Monster Hunter Wilds was your first Monster Hunter. You got rolled by the tutorial boss and had to plug in a controller. Really? It's another one that likes controller over mouse and keyboard, huh? You'd never want to play Monster Hunter with a keyboard. I'm curious, why? What makes that one like a controller better? Third-person games, you just like having an analog stick for movement? Shoot, that was not where I wanted it to go there. There we go. Put it in the wrong spot. We'll be able to fix that, though. Play Monster Hunter with a mouse and keyboard, you're a certified lunatic? Why? Why? I mean, I don't plan on playing it, but why? Either play with controller or press 15-ish keys. What kind of game design is that they can't what? I'm so lost. Yeah, I mean, that one was designed for console and then just got kind of also like, hey, we can sell it on PC as an afterthought, right? I imagine that was kind of like the design process there. They made a console first and then just, oh, hey, we can get some people to buy it on PC. I mean, obviously you design the play around controller first, but it shouldn't be hard to transfer some of that to a keyboard, I would think. Make it not completely clunky as hell. The franchise has been around that long? It came out on, the first one came out on PS2? I had no idea. All right, so is it like an online multiplayer thing, or is it more like single player story, but you can squad up with friends? I've seen very minimal gameplay and I couldn't get a feel for it, which it was. Like, is it MMO-esque or? Max 4-man squad, yeah. Better with friends, 100% playable solo. Also like Warframe in that sense. Most of that monsters alone, you're a menace with dual blades. You loner. You loner. We restocked. Let's go. Even buying expensive cards that I was missing from my collection, we made a slight profit. Let me in. Okay, you can come in. Just please, next time use deodorant before you come out in public, you know? That's all I ask. I sell some if you want. Back here. Buddy, over here. Come on, it's over here. Come to this. You need it. So many of you need it. Holy crap. I'm sorry, I don't have friends. You could. You've got a Discord. Like, hey, anyone digging this game? Hang out. But no. Fine. It's cool, you're playing what you want. I'm giving you crap. Oh, hey, you want to sell things? Okay. Nah, I'm good. Seriously, you want to break the bank with... Ah, come on, man. You're killing me here, Smalls. That's your final offer, you say? Your final offer was $10,223.61. I offered you $8,900. And you said yes. That was your final offer. Huh? They looked very final from my perspective. It's an MMO version that was Japan, Korea only. Okay. Okay. An IP blocker so Americans can't play it unless you use a VPN. Wow. You would love a Korean Monster Hunter MMO. You'd know Korean, right? Get that VPN working. I don't have a VPN to recommend at the moment because the one VPN sponsorship I did have, well, the representative for the company was a douche canoe. So, you know, that's your thing. I'm sure there are plenty of good ones out there. Ooh. All right. Let's see it. Okay. Cheaper one that I don't have. Let's go. You learned Korean for Lost. Why did you learn Korean for Lost Ark? I'm so confused. Why did you need to learn Korean for Lost Ark? What? Damn it. I wanted to hop up there. This is my shop. I can stand on these tables. None of you do this. Why would you need to learn it for Lost Ark? What? Oh, you need help. What do you need? Yeah, I'll buy that. Sweet. And you. I'm good. All right. It's about that time. About that time, we'll save the game, look for someone to raid out to. You learned it because Americans suck at MMOs. You need the Asian variety of teammates. I mean, that feels just slightly casually racist in both directions. Honestly. Just in both directions. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, though, you learned a new language, which most Americans don't. Like, most Americans don't learn another language, so hey, you bettered yourself that way. One more tenant before you get the new go to weapons. Nice. I know. I mean, yeah, you learned a new language, you know. Ooh, I think I see who we should raid too. Someone else digging into a bit of variety. All right, all right. I haven't done any of the Coda weapons. I don't know. I'm hoping one day I get the itch back for the grind. All right. Well, I know this was a little different than we've played this game once on stream before. It was a little different than what we've been doing lately, but it just grinding POE2 when the new content is literal days away just doesn't make sense. So it's nice to mix it up. If y'all have any suggestions for Wednesday, if there's something we can, like, you know, play as a community that sounds fun, throw it out there. We've got the Discord. If you're not already in there, toss something in there. Only grind if you can't spend money. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, whatever you prefer. Like it. Like, games definitely put things in there to make people keep playing them to work towards, even if it's just this weird minor cosmetic. Like Warframe with their, God, was it their, what you get for the, those big bosses doing the hidden bosses on Steel Path. I can't, like the hidden hard mode for the bosses. I can't remember, but you know what I'm talking about. Stuff like that. But anyway, I've got sub and non-sub raid messages in the chat. I'm wrapping up, but we are going to raid out to a friend of the stream. That's true. Yeah, you can grind platinum for all sorts of cosmetics. It's so true. You don't have to spend money on them. There are certain things you can only get with money, but yeah, a lot of things you don't have to spend money and you can get some good cosmetics. But anyway, I've got sub and non-sub raid messages in the chat. Thanks for hanging out. Like I said, if you've got an idea for Wednesday, drop an idea in the Discord. Otherwise, maybe it's this again. Maybe I find something else. But we're gonna head over and we're gonna say hey to Mr. Roadblock, who is currently playing Hollow Knight. So let's go see what Road's up to. And everyone have a wonderful rest of your evening. Stay safe. I'll be back Wednesday, so be good. You can hassle Road just a little bit though, just a little bit.